last week I talked about the Texans secondary and how I thought they were going to be alright. This week, we're talking about the Texans linebackers. And look, man, I kind of hate the way they label linebackers these days. Because you got two different type of linebackers. You got your actual linebackers, and then you got your edge rushing linebackers like the Von Millers, the Whitney Mercilesses, those guys. So I just hate the label that they put on them. They're not all linebackers in a way. It should be interior defensive linemen, edge rushers, and linebackers. Today, we're going to talk about the linebackers. Like the inside linebackers, the actual linebackers, the McKinneys, the Cunninghams, and those guys. And I'm going to put Merciless and, everyone else, Jacob Martins, with the defensive linemen as edge rushers. So, today we're going to talk about the linebackers and my expectations for them going into the season. And let me start off with this. Benardrick McKinney, man. Benardrick McKinney, a lot of Texans fans want him gone. And the reason behind that is he can't cover because he's slow. Now look, understand this. McKinney, the moment he was drafted to be Cushing's, little sidekick, he was never supposed to be a guy that should be in coverage. A guy that was supposed to cover. No, that is not McKinney's job. McKinney's job is to take on blocks, block shed, stop the run, and he does a really, really good job of doing that. He does it better than Sac Cunningham. I know some people are going to disagree, but watch the tape. I'm not saying Cunningham isn't a good run stopper. He's good, but McKinney is better. McKinney is one of the reasons why Derrick Henry can never run on the Texans. Derrick Henry is like 6'3", 250 pounds. Guess what? Benardrick McKinney, 6'5", 260 pounds. Maybe even 270 pounds. Yeah, McKinney is one of those guys, one of the only guys in the NFL who can actually go head-to-head with Derrick Henry and take him down because he's bigger. He's built different. And people want him gone? No, it doesn't make sense to me. We need Benardrick McKinney on this team. Now look, I understand he can't cover, but guess what? McKinney has a skill set. It's not McKinney's fault that he's in coverage. It's Romeo Crennel's. Romeo Crennel should know, hey, McKinney can't cover, sub him out, put in this guy instead, Dylan Cole or someone else. But nope, let's leave Benardrick McKinney out there in coverage and watch him get beat by running backs and tight ends. It's not McKinney's fault. McKinney is just doing what's being asked of him. It's not McKinney's fault that Crennel has him out there doing something he clearly can't do. That's like asking Drake to write a diss song on Kendrick Lamar. It's not gonna happen. I mean, you can put him out there. Drake can make a diss song for Kendrick Lamar. But guess what? Kendrick Lamar's gonna come out and stomp him. Well, guess what? You could put McKinney in coverage, but guess what? Travis Kelce's gonna come out and stomp him. Running back's gonna come out and stomp him. It's the same concept. So I don't know why people are blaming McKinney for not being able to cover when you should be blaming the coach for not putting his players in position to succeed. McKinney has his spot on the team, and that's stopping big boy running backs like Leonard Fournette and Derrick Henry. That's his job. He stops the run. The Colts, they're going to run the ball a whole lot this year. We need McKinney. So, this whole talk about trading him, cutting him, no. Not right now. Not until we actually have to pay Cunningham, and then you cut him and then probably draft another run-thumping linebacker because we don't have a run-thumper on the team besides McKinney. So now let's move on to Sac Cunningham. Sac Cunningham's going into year 4. Sac Cunningham, he is pretty decent at stopping the run, pretty decent in pass coverage as well. He's a very, very balanced linebacker. And I feel like this year he's going to take another step forward and really become one of the top linebackers in the NFL. I feel like Cunningham's like one of the most underrated players in the league. But most Texans fans already realize how good Cunningham is, and if he can put it all together next season, he can really, become. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be Luke Kuechly or Bobby Wagner, even though Kuechly retired. I'm not saying he's gonna be one of those guys because those guys are on a whole complete other level. But he can definitely be in that tier 2 linebacker, like with everyone else. Because let's be real, Kuechly, Bobby Wagner, they're in a tier of their own, or were in a tier of their own. At least Kuechly was, but yeah, Bobby Wagner in a tier of his own. There's no one up there with Bobby Wagner. And believe me, there's a bunch of good linebackers in the NFL, but none quite like Bobby Wagner. I mean, you got guys like Levante Davis, Darius Leonard, Demario Davis, Jalen Smith. I feel like Cunningham could fit into that group. Very good. You could even say elite, but not Bobby Wagner, So, yeah, I think Cunningham's going to be good. Definitely a 3-down player, unlike Mckinney, meaning, McKinney, when it's passing situations, you got to put him on the sideline. Cunningham, you can leave him out there because he can cover as well, and he can play sideline to sideline as well. Not, like McKinney. McKinney can just play in between the numbers because he ain't got the speed to play sideline to sideline. But Cunningham can definitely play sideline to sideline. Now, let's move on to the next guy, Dylan Cole. I love Dylan Cole. Dylan Cole is faster than Cunningham, quicker than Cunningham, but also smaller than Cunningham. His weakness is, he's not that good of a run stopper, and that's due to his size. Imagine a 6'1", 230-pound linebacker going up against a 6'5", 320-pound offensive lineman. There's a big difference in size. So he gets swallowed up by blockers, but he definitely has some value on the team. He can cover. He's fast. He can play sideline to sideline. But the biggest issue with him is health, man. Health. He is never healthy. I don't think he's ever finished a season for the Texans. I'm not even sure if he's played for more than 10 games for the Texans, honestly. So he needs to stay healthy because after Dylan Cole, the Texans don't have much depth. They don't. If Dylan Cole gets hurt, guess who's behind him? Peter Columbine. Now, Peter Columbine, he's a good special teamer, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, he's a special teamer. You never want special teamers playing significant snaps, and if Dylan Cole gets hurt, that means Peter Columbine moves up and he becomes your third linebacker. So, yeah, I'm sure you don't really want that. And then, let's move on to the guy behind Peter Columbine, and I believe that would be Brennan Scarlett. I feel like Brennan Scarlett's probably a better inside linebacker, run thumper. I guess, he could play the Mckinney role because he's a bigger guy as well. I don't know if you guys remember, he got a pick at the inside linebacker position against the Redskins in 2018. He was playing inside linebacker that game and he got a pick. So, I think, Brennan Scarlett can be the 5th inside linebacker. He can play special teams, even though he allowed a big old return against the Chiefs in the playoffs. Let's not talk about that. And he can also play edge rusher, but more like edge setter, I guess, set the edge, even though he doesn't really do a good job. But Brian loves those versatile guys, so he's gonna make the team. And I feel like Brendan Scarlett can play that McKinney role if something were to happen to McKinney, and McKinney were to miss 1 or 2 games, or a half of a game. Scarlett can be that run-thumping guy because he's 6'5", 270 pounds as well. So he's a big guy. Definitely not a guy you want in coverage either. So, yeah, I do think Cunningham can count as an inside linebacker. Now, look, after McKinney and Cunningham, your third linebacker, he's good. I'm going to just say it. Dylan Cole is a good football player. He's a good inside linebacker. He's a good linebacker. But he's injury-prone. So, say he gets hurt. You got Peter Columbine and Brendan Scarlett. Those are your linebackers. I'm not comfortable. I'm comfortable with the starters. I'm comfortable with the 3 top guys. Cunningham, McKinney, Cole. Love them. They're going to do good. But say someone gets hurt. What happens then? We don't have depth at the inside linebacker position. And I'm honestly not too comfortable with that. Now, how do I feel they're going to do in the season? Well, I feel like they're going to do a good job. I think they can stop the run well. Now, obviously, without big boy DJ Reader up front, that might have an effect, but that's, a topic we're going to discuss next week when we talk about the defensive line. But, yeah, for the most part, I think Cunningham, Cole, and McKinney are going to do their job. What I'm worried about is if someone were to go down. What happens? Or even worse, what if, McKinney opts out of the season? What if Cunningham opts out of the season? We're screwed. So pray that our linebackers, inside linebackers, stay healthy for the 2020 season. Because, yeah, we do not want to see Peter Connolly or Brennan Scarlett out there. We really don't. Unless it's week 17 and we're resting our starters against the Titans and the Titans end up beating us because that's the only way they could really beat us because they're not good. Because whenever we play our starters, they can't even beat us. Because for the past 10 years, we've kind of owned the Tennessee Titans, but they don't want to admit that. I don't know why. I mean, they haven't won a division 10 years, and they're out here claiming that they're Super Bowl champions or stuff like that. Oh yeah, they're winning the division, but they haven't won a division in 10 years. Haven't had more than 9 wins in 15 years. So, anyways, that's the story for another day. Comment down below your own opinions on the Texans linebackers. Keep in mind, just the inside linebackers, just the ones that stand up and hardly rush the passer. Unless what's his name, Anthony Weaver starts blitzing like crazy, which I hope he does, which actually are the rumors. So hopefully that's true. He starts blitzing McKinney because McKinney's really good at blitzing, and so is Sac Cunningham, but McKinney a little bit better because he's a big boy. Anyway, so like I was saying, comment down below your opinions on inside linebackers. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.